it's Ceil and this is Chit Chat Corner, where we engage in stimulating conversation about travel with people from exotic lands. Today, it's my pleasure to welcome Ebru from Turkey to the show. Hi, Ebru.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
So, Ebru is going to discuss the fine arts with us. But before we do that, we have a few fun facts to share with you about Turkey. 1. Did you know that Istanbul is the only city in the world to span 2 continents? And only 3% of Turkey is in Europe. So what part of Turkey are you from, Ebru?
I'm from the Asian part.
The Asian part.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2. Although we associate tulips with Holland, it was actually 16th century Turkish traders who introduced the tulip to the Europeans.
Yeah, it was actually a time of revival during the Ottoman times, and during those days a lot of importance was given to entertainment and decorations, and of course decorating the cities and towns. So yeah, and tulips were grown a lot in those days, and then with the help of the traders they were introduced to Europeans and Western countries.
Wow. Number 3. The Turkish alphabet does not have the letters Q and X. So Ebru, I'm just curious. A word like queen, how would you pronounce it in Turkish?
We say queen or X-ray, but with queen we say kraliçe. So actually the main issue is not with the letters. We have letters to represent those words, but we don't have some of the sounds that English have. For example, we don't have the th and the d sound in Turkish. So when Turkish people try to speak in English, instead of saying I think, they generally say I think. So that's a bit of a problem. That's it.
Okay, so approximately what percentage of Turkish people speak English?
I can say about 50% of Turkish people can speak English, but not well enough, to be honest. But if you go to Turkey or if you go to tourist areas, you can get by.
Okay, so we'll be fine.
Yeah,
and especially shopping.
Yeah, especially shopping. I'm sure they can sell whatever they want to sell you, or whatever you want to buy, you can buy.
That's good to know. Number 4. For you nut lovers out there, 80%, that's 80, of hazelnuts around the world were imported from?
Giresun is in the Black Sea region of Turkey. Actually, my mother is from Giresun. Yeah, it's a really big part of their business in there.
So she has a hazelnut farm?
Yeah, not my mother, but my grandmother. Yes, my grandparents have nut gardens there. And yes, it's really important. Everything is made with hazelnuts in there. Yes.
So I'm not too familiar with the harvesting of nuts. What is when are nuts harvested, hazelnuts harvested?
They are harvested in August.
In August, okay.
Yeah.
And what climate is necessary to grow hazelnuts?
Hazelnuts need generally humid weather, and they require a lot of water.
Okay, so a lot of rainfall.
Rain.
Okay.
Yes.
And the 5th point we would like to share with you, for those of you who enjoy shopping, the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul has 4,000 shops spread across 64 streets. That's huge. Yeah,
it is huge, and Grand Bazaar is like a maze. You can get lost in there. It was built in the 15th century and by architect Sinan, and it's a closed area now. And in time, it was burnt down, and then it was rebuilt again, and a lot more shops and stores and extensions were built. So it really grew in time.
And what are some traditional Turkish products that we could buy at the bazaar?
Mainly carpets. Other than that, you can buy lamps and then scarves. And jewelry as well, definitely.
So it's like a shopper's paradise.
Yeah, it is.
So I think if I visit, I need an entire vacation just to be the Grand Bazaar.
Yeah, you might need 2 or 3 days. Yes.
Wow. Okay, so let's switch gears, Ebru, and talk a little bit about the arts. So Ebru is going to speak about 2 arts. The first is Ebru, which is the marbling art form, and the second will be the Sema performance, which we commonly call the whirling dervishes. So Ebru, what exactly is Ebru?
Ebru is a kind of art, just as you said. So basically, you have a tank of water or a bucket of water, or viscous liquid. and you sprinkle paints into this water, and then with the help of an ink brush, you make designs and patterns, and then you transfer the designs and patterns onto a piece of cloth, or fabric, or a piece of paper. So yeah, that's what Ebru is.
Okay, and how did it originate? Which region of Turkey is it started, and so on?
Yeah. People usually think that it originated in Turkey, but that's not the case. According to some historians, it first originated in Japan and China, and then by the help of Silk Road and traders in time, it traveled through Bukhara, Samarkand, Turkmenistan, and now it's popular in Turkey and Iran. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm curious, Ebru, who or what inspired you to pursue this artwork? Because you're not from a line of artists.
No,
you're like the first one in your family. Yeah.
No. To be honest, I was curious about it because my name is Ebru. So when I was in Turkey working at a university, there was a youth festival, like spring festival, and there were a group of students who were actually having other students to do it, and I wanted to give it a shot. I tried it and I enjoyed it a lot, and it's really easy. It takes only 5 minutes to learn, and when you see the end product, you like it and you feel successful.
Oh, that's good. So certain art forms, we think certain personality types should pursue them. What kind of personality do you think is best suited for Ebru?
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I can say, it would be nice for especially introverted people.
Because, why introverts?
They like being alone and doing things alone. So it might be a good way for them to express themselves. But also, I mean, I think that anyone can do it. Any type of person is suitable for any types of personality. Actually, in Turkey, Ebru art has started to be used in psychological therapies.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that the case?
Because the main thing with Ebru is that you cannot really control where you exactly want the paint to drop. So you can plan some things in your life, but you cannot really control everything.
True.
So when you're dealing with this art, let's say this type of art, you can decide on the colors that you're going to use in your piece of work, but you cannot really decide on exactly where the paint will drop. So it focuses on the importance of the moment that you are living in.
Okay. Yeah, very good. And you mentioned colors, Ebru. Are there set type of colors? Because some of the Ebru art forms I've seen, they're very bright colors.
Yeah. Actually, some psychologists in Turkey think that it depends on how people feel at that very moment. So if they feel happy, if they're in a happy mood, they generally use livelier colors. But if they are in a bad mood, if they're upset or angry, they tend to use darker colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before we talk about the Sema Ceremony, what final bit of advice would you like to give to the viewers who might be interested in pursuing Ebru?
I think they should just give it a shot. I'm sure they will enjoy it and they will like it. So that's all. It's really easy.
Okay.